Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Renowned Explorers. I have like a pretty good feeling about this, but I do want to underline that we only have one level of Beguiler and only one level of Engineer. And it's not mentioned here, but I actually think Quick Thinker is pretty common in Highland Pursuit, so it's good. We're bringing a good Quick Thinker at least. Alright, I have like a pretty good feeling, which makes me nervous. It has traditionally been the case that when I feel strong, I end up losing a bunch of resolve in a really silly way. I just got an achievement. Alright. I'm skipping text. I haven't read that text yet in this series. Oops. There's a mysterious treasure. It's being held in an abbey. It's probably a reliquary or something. Kwame is determined to get it, and nothing will stop us. Not even that thing I didn't read. Alright. We're on, sadly, only 11 supplies here. Alright, we're looking for a nature challenge and also some money. How close are we to levels? We're pretty far off of levels. I'd really like to get a level on Padrino at the very least, to pick up a second level of Beguiler. Because we're probably going to make a lot of use of Beguiler. The good news is, us having 6 Renown here means that, or Resolve, means that we'll be able to trade a lot of Resolve for supplies, and there's almost always one of those trading places in this expedition. You have bullies all over the world. These two Highlanders have grown fond of annoying you. Why are you explorers all so stupid? Rocks and ruins ain't interesting. Haggis, now that's a treasure worth looking for. I started with the accent, I don't know if you heard that, and then I begged off. I got to the ye and I was like, wait a second, this is going to be culturally insensitive. There's no way I can pull off a Scottish accent in a way that isn't horrifying. Anyway, we're technically prepared. I am definitely prepared to gently talk these guys out of being so annoying. Because remember, that's who we are today. I mean, this is look at the rewards. That's crazy, that tier of dudes who give you, like, a big token for finishing an encounter. That's actually something the game really needed. Because there's not, I feel, or at least there traditionally has not been, as much support for the big token victories as there has been for victories that focus on the small tokens. And if you're newer to the game, or you don't know how like the really high level players play, that may sound strange to you because the big tokens are so great. But there's a lot of powerful stuff you can do by just massing small tokens. Anyway, let's focus up. So these guys want to be devious, which is great for us. They are not weak to Excite. They are weak to a thing that we don't really have access to. But that's fine, we'll just power through. Deals 75 speech damage to a single target. I think we can probably pull that off. I mean, we pull that off right now. Let's do it. So I want to start with a devious attack. Now these guys are weak to Enrage. I wonder if... Is this 2 space? It is 2 space. I wonder if we can one-shot this guy. Pretty close. Excuse me. What am I supposed to say when I sneeze? Do I say excuse me? That didn't feel right. Okay, we can go over... This guy has 70 health. So yeah, an attack that one-shots him will almost certainly get us Mark Bender. Yeah, 97. Doesn't roll off a casual 97 without even reducing his defenses first. I think, not to be overconfident or anything, but I think this one might be in the bag. Oh no, we can't quite get the... what a shame. Now, I said this one might be in the bag. I was talking about the score. Look at the scores over here. But it's worth remembering. We do have to survive. So let's not, I guess, get too overconfident. God, what a party. Padrino, you really know how to wow him. Okay, we are at 4 points and 2 points. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's wrap this up. So we're going to come out of this expedition with a huge number of secret tokens. Because we're going to get a secret token from probably every fight. In addition to the fact that this area just has a bunch of secret tokens in it. The Highlanders are sorry for their bad behavior and give you some tributes to compensate for the trouble. Your crew takes it gladly. And Kwame, would you believe it, still making friends. So, I mean, right? Just keep going deep on the lobbyists. We're going to have so many tokens by the time we are done here. Well, I suppose we go to the only node that doesn't appear to be empty? The crew finds an old yet strong-looking villager sitting outside a lone house. He says to you, "Foy, good evening, lads. These here highlands are full of physical challenges. Allow me to share the specialized techniques I use to thrive here. However, these techniques will only work on this island. It makes sense, don't think about it. I can train someone's grit or armor. We are going to be facing overwhelmingly speech-based combat on this island, so I don't think training up somebody's armor is terribly valuable. We're going to give Agatha some grit, because the diminishing returns nature of the defenses means that the lower your score is, the more valuable a buff is. And hey, we even got paid a little bit. Alright, obviously we're going for that treasure, but let's go down here first and get some idea of what is around. This is the... Oh, we found some supplies between the cliffs. The cliffs in the middle of this field. This is the place where we can trade Resolve for supplies, and we will probably be doing some of that. I think I kind of want to wrap around and grab this later. We can take Nature Explorer off of Rivalry real quick. Ooh, and then we get a 0-point traverse over to the Something Unusual encounter. Sometimes you find a natural phenomenon that is worth researching. This is the same vague text that we saw in the first expedition. I forgot that this note exists in both expeditions. Well, there's not really a penalty for failure, so I guess who needs the XP more? I'm going to have Pedrino do it. It's very unlikely that we would pass the check, no matter what we do, and I think Pedrino could benefit from the XP a little bit more. Like I said, I really do want to get him that second level of Beguiler as quickly as possible. Sadly, Pedrino was not fully sharp and failed to find anything interesting. Oops, Agatha's forgotten all about that study material you gathered on this expedition. Agatha had a little bit too much of Agatha's brew last night. So this is the downside of the plus spirits and the huge amount of secret tokens, is that once per expedition, from that point forward, you have a little bit of an event, which often will be negative. Not always, but often. In this case, it wasn't so bad because we had only collected 3 secret tokens, so we didn't have that much to lose. Ooh, look at all these manors. In the distance, you spot an old castle. Everybody is drenched to the bone because of the rain and yearns for a little comfort. You hear someone unlocking a small peephole in the wooden door. Greetings, travelers. What is it that you need? Kwame explains your situation and the absolute need of a comfortable dry night. Well, we don't let just anyone enter. You need to prove yourself, either by arm wrestling or in battle. I'll do some battle. I'm not afraid of you. The door opens and in front of you stands a Scottish Highlander. He whistles once and before you know it, 2 other Highlanders have joined him. Why would you ever pick the arm wrestle, man? Like, I know it's fun to pass skill checks and everything, but this is combat. We need some resources here. Now, unfortunately, they've set us up in a position that prevents us from having Agatha or Kwame contribute to combat at all. Even so. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to run Pedrino forward. And he's gonna hit one of these guys with Disarming Smile. That'll set us up for a big bunch of friendly attacks next turn. And then we are going to move Kwame forward and position swap with him, since Kwame couldn't do anything else meaningful. Now they both have a big defense buff. Agatha moves forward, she's not attackable. Okay. So we should not take any huge amount of damage here. Also, we all have a fair amount of grit. Ooh, 7. That gets us inconvincible. These guys just don't... I don't know what their deal is. They don't have any attack power at all. So, obviously, it's party time. Yeah, this ability is way too powerful. It's really good. Okay, I'll take it. I cannot believe how good party time is sometimes. The Highlanders are amazed by the way you just handled the situation. Please, do come in, my friend, and tell us all about yourself. You've been given a tour of the castle. A whole load of friendly Highlanders are gathered there. But for what? But what for? You do not know. After a great dinner with lamb as the main, you decide to sleep. Beds are comfortable and warm, and you fall asleep right away. But then in the middle of the night, a strange noise wakes you. It sounds like people are getting ready for battle. Once everyone is dressed, you rush downstairs to see what is happening. You stop at a door, and you are certain that the sound is coming from behind the door. Well, obviously we're going to check. You swing open the door, and see all the Highlanders doing some sort of war dance. The leader of the Highlanders is painting everybody with war paint. Are they going to war? The doorman you met earlier comes up to you. Hey there, since you have proved to us how strong you are, why don't you join us in our war dance? We call out to our ancestors who died in battle to give us strength and courage. So we can have somebody join the dance and gain the Athlete Tough perk, or we can have one of our two crew members who love dancing get Unpredictable and Tough. Now he already has Unpredictable, so I think I'm actually going to have Padrino do this. This gains us the maximum number of skill points, basically, or of stat points. If this gave any other Quick Thinker perk, man. What a display! Padrino feels the beat, loosens up, and completely lets himself go, apparently. The other dancers are amazed. Such power! Such fire! Nobody saw this coming. After a sweaty and primal period, everyone goes back to sleep exhausted. What a night. And we got some encounter tokens for it. Cool. Alright, with filled stomachs, you say goodbye to the friendly Highlanders. That worked out alright. Obviously, we're going this way, because going up here costs 2 supplies. We can just go here and then go here. We find another medieval castle. It looks like it's in excellent condition. You've heard rumors of ingenious mechanisms protecting castles and their treasures. It seems you have found such a castle. That's a bit of a guess, based on what we can see outside, but sure. You can perform your explorer duty and explore the castle or chicken out. Come on now. The crew enters the castle. The first room is a fantastic dining hall, barely touched. Padrino marvels at the well-preserved architecture, but the rest of the crew implores him to continue. These halls are only good for big stories at the Renowned Explorers International Society. Hey, that's the title of the game. So we're definitely taking a campaign token over a study token here. The next room you walk through seems to be a throne room. A small wooden throne sits in the middle of an otherwise cold-looking room. The crew stares at the throne for a good 3 to 4 seconds before Kwame suggests that you continue exploring. I'm sure there's a good... I bet if we had like enough archaeology or something, we'd notice that the throne was significant in some way, you know. The next room is a long hallway. You also find what you were expecting. Mechanical traps. They had to be here somewhere. Someone has to run through the trap is probably a quick thinker check. This is probably an engineer check. Yep. In fact, it's like an auto pass if you're a level 1 quick thinker, it looks like. Kwame feels pretty confident about this. Moves like a bolt. With quick wit and fast feet, he dodges all incoming arrows and blades. Now that the trap is sprung, everyone can safely follow him. This is one of those times when being very, very small is probably helpful. There it is, the final door. You wonder what this castle has been trying to protect so badly. Agatha opens the door and you find... Hey, treasure, sweet. Silverware, coins, ceremonial weaponry. This place is worth a small fortune. I don't know, it looks like kind of a big fortune. Then you hear a voice next to you, like right next to you. Whoa, lads, look at all that gold! I told you to follow the Great McRae! Well, that's not one of us. It's a group of Scottish explorers. Because they have kind of home court advantage, is a little bit unfair. It seems there was another entrance. They turn to you. What are you doing here? This is the Great McRae's discovery. Oh, well, we both found it at the same time. We can share the hall as long as you're not a stinking English bawhide. This is probably vulgar, I'm going to guess. So we can agree to split it with them, or we can just fight them, right? Obviously. So, I think we want to tell them we're going to take everything, so that they start out devious, and then we can go to friendly and get a benefit. I'll accept the 75-25 split because going friendly will give us a secret token. And what we're talking about here is a set of treasure tokens. If you go devious or aggressive, you get 4 treasure hunts. If you go friendly, you get 3 treasure hunts, plus the 1 secret. I think this is clearly the way we want to go. I'm pretty happy about the treasure hunt tokens, though. We can definitely use those. So I think Agatha's actually going to open up with the... Can I get... I can't get them all from here. What if I engage from a little bit further back? There we go. So this is actually, it's only going to give her... Well, this will get the efficient completed, because we need to hit 3 targets with an ability. So let's get that. Get our porcelain point. And gives Agatha some amount of speech for a while, thanks to her buff. So these guys are the same as everybody else. Yeah, they're weak against... Okay. Well, this should be pretty easy, I guess. Yeah, I gotta say, the enemies in this area just do not... they do not quite seem up to handling our level of offensive output. We were just kidding. Don't be sad. Everything about us is great. We're totally gonna let you keep a small amount of these gold coins. You got it, McCrae. It was very impressive. We are all just blown away by your skill. Alright, I just wanted to soften up the maximum amount here. I guess it didn't actually matter because we've improved our excite emotion. It didn't actually matter who went first there. Well, except that we didn't want it to be Kwame because we wanted Kwame to get the benefit of that dude's speech defense being lowered. You did it. You convinced the McCrae explorers of a more profitable share. Well, I guess since you were so kind and because you're all international and stuff, it's only fair that you get a bigger share. Fill your pockets. Oh, and also there is a treasure, you know. Well, an extra encounter for resolving friendly. That's not bad. Our encounter token's fairly valuable. Yeah, sure. With that last room explored, you're done searching the castle. You go outside and continue exploring. From now on, the crew will be wary of entering any castles in the Highlands. The double Scottish trap is not something your crew would like to experience anytime soon. And we're still making friends, because everybody loves Kwame. So I guess we want to just, like, see as many nodes as possible, right? The crew finds a small hidden Celtic shrine. There's nothing of real value except a small diary. Reading it might improve speech. Who's got the lowest speech right now? It is Agatha. Agatha finally understands a lot more about local customs, increasing speech. See, this one at least it makes sense that this bonus is only effective on this expedition. Wow, we're really seeing a lot of treasures. Alright, let's camp though. Let's take a quick 5. Maybe pick up a crew story, you know how it is. Okay, that's not 100% what I was hoping to see. So we are going to need some gold. And this would accomplish Collector of Collect as well. I mean, we could just take the campaign tokens. I don't think 5 encounter tokens is right. You know what, let's just take the campaign tokens. We still have a lot of dudes to hire. The crew's having a blast. Padrinos had the idea to hold an oratory contest. The one who can retell your current adventures in the most exciting way will win the obligatory expedition cake. Everyone tells the story with great charisma, but Padrino quite literally takes the cake. It's probably the reason why he wanted a contest to begin with. I have a hard time. Listen, Padrino's delightful and everything, but I kind of feel like Kwame would win that. Alright, well... trying to figure out what's the cheapest way of winding through this. I guess it's to go here, then here, then here, then here. Then wind back to town. We'll be just about out of supplies when we get back to town. Yeah. And this way we don't take any paths that are multiple supplies in cost. The crew finds a flock of sheep that seems to have lost its herder. They look very bummed out. Kwame ponders over the idea of comforting those sad sheep. So see, this would be a good time for Padrino to have a second rank of Beguiler, because his success chance would be 77%. I would hate to lose speech on this expedition, but also I really want sheep. You're just gonna have to trust me. We wanna save as many sheep as possible. Kwame does a little dance and sings a song to the sheep, who are immediately captivated. It seems they have elected Kwame as their new herder. Now you have a group of sheep following you around. Great? Yes, game. Yes, it is. Ah, oh well. Ivalu can occasionally get a challenge. I definitely want to keep pushing Quick Thinker. We got our second trinket slot, which will be useful, I'm sure. A village is in dire need of your help. Hello there, you explorers look mighty strong. We're often raided by bandits and could use some tactical training from some experts like yourselves. We might even reward you with a treasure. Fully training these peasants will cost you supplies, though. You know what? I'm going to go for this. We're actually pretty close to the trader. We could just go there and trade some resolve for some supplies right now. We might lose attack if we fail, and something tells me we'll survive. 40%'s not, it's not terrible. Hey, look, we did it. It took some time, but Agatha drilled those villagers into a capable militia. When you leave, the disciplined militia come to you with a gift. Commander Agatha, please accept this crown of King Angus as a token of our military relations. We hope it will bring you the glory you deserve, Commander. A great treasure. Let's hope it's a great treasure. How great is it? Yeah, it's an okay treasure. It's like a basically fine treasure. So I guess the question is, do we want to take the gold? We're getting quite a few encounter tokens now. We should be getting 4 tokens from most encounters. So we might want to take +5 gold on this. Just so that we can ensure that we'll have the money to make some purchases. I think that's probably right. Really don't want to run out of gear. Or we really don't want to not have gear. Okay, yeah, so I think we pretty much have to swing by town now. Shop owner smiles as you enter his shop. We're going to do this trade twice. Go down to 4 resolve. I feel pretty okay being at 4 resolve. See, this is the big value of not losing resolve in combat, is that you can use it for this. Another flock of sheep. These ones are panicking around. Maybe a quick mind can calm them before they disperse. Yeah, I think we might be able to pull that off. With sharpened senses, Kwame quickly scouts the field of chaos. There, Kwame finds the culprit, a berserking squirrel. He gives the squirrel a kick to knock it back to its senses. That's a little... Alright, it seems unnecessary. The sheep are so thankful for Kwame, their savior, that they start following the crew. So you get this thing, you can get more and more sheep following you as you adventure through the highlands. And eventually, you can get some pretty cool stuff. I think this is the place you're supposed to go after you get all the sheep. But unfortunately, the way the nodes are arranged, we haven't been able to get enough sheep to trigger the encounter. So we're going to go here and find out that there's nothing here, I believe. Yeah, a small shrine sits on top of a hill. Kwame feels like under the right circumstances, something interesting might happen here. I think you have to have done either 3 or 4 of those events where you rescue sheep from various situations before this is available. I just think the way things have lined up, I just don't think we're going to be able to do it. That's a shame. But maybe we can get this treasure. A group of 5 Highlanders is slumped around some old ruins. They look really down. These young men want to learn about their culture and heritage, but are unable to decipher the scriptures on this ruin. Could you please teach us of what our forefathers left here? 5 Highlanders await your lecture. So, you can go for this right away and you get some resources. Or you can spend some time preparing. Every time you prepare, a Highlander leaves, and it reduces the amount of resources you get as a reward. So we're just gonna, make up some stories. You spent some time coming up with a plausible heritage story for the Highlanders. While you were busy, one became impatient and left. And we're gonna also, we're gonna make some more stories. And then we're gonna take the 64% chance to get some status and some gold here. This is a weird encounter. The Highlanders are enthralled by your sweeping stories about their forefathers' accomplishments. Here, take this brooch we found here. Your tales have inspired us more than this object ever could. Yeah, I mean, it's not that impressive. 6 campaign versus 5 encounter. This is a little trickier. Obviously, the campaign tokens are worth a ton more status, but this is gold and research, and still, like, a pretty okay amount of status. I'm beginning to become a little concerned about our research. Let's take these. One of the attendants approaches you. I know that what you just told us was a bunch of baloney. I can appreciate the effort, though. Skills like that are going to help you get places. Yeah, let's hope so. Alright, we are still completely slaughtering Rivaloo. It is, like, embarrassing. It's very embarrassing for him. The decent herd of sheep that's been following you are sure making a ruckus. It seems they want to show you something. The flock leads you to a nearby pasture where they relax. An abandoned hut is nearby, where you find some coin. Not bad. So, if you have a bunch of sheep following you, periodically that will happen. They'll give you a free token, or and if you get enough sheep following you, you get the better tokens. Okay, on every expedition, there's a hidden hoard to be found. Well, I think we're going to probably take a secret token. Our secret tokens are pretty buffed up, and they do give research while also giving the thing we really want. Alright, I guess let's head this way. I'm not terribly excited by the nodes that are available to us. What do the sheep want to show us this time? A meadow filled with peculiar herbs. A worthy research opportunity, if you can manage to keep the flock from eating them. Your crew has to explore multiple paths through the rocks. One route seems particularly tough, and exploring it might make someone gain armor. Well, I don't think that's going to be relevant. I guess we'll have Agatha do it. Agatha's armor is basically the same as Padrino's, but Padrino has all that extra dodge. When everyone's back together, your crew sees Agatha with bruises and screaming like a warrior. Agatha seems to be more prepared for local dangers, gaining armor. Yeah, it's a little... The justification on that one's a little bit thin. Hey, a ruined church. You reckon it was raided by Vikings. You can investigate it carefully, or take a risk to research it more thoroughly. Ooh, we could lose a resolve here, and we're betting against not very much. I'm wondering... I honestly don't remember if there's anything else here. It seems odd that it would be resolve wagered against a small number of tokens, so I'm going to take the roll in the hopes that it turns out to actually be something really interesting. Fantastic! At the wooden altar, Agatha finds the scriptures of an old monk. It tells about the Viking invasions, previously unknown to you. Nope, just nothing. It was just a bad node. Okay. Being an explorer is fun and all, but sometimes annoying locals think they can tag along. Boy, mister, we're gonna explore too. We're really good. Oh, I lost my boot. They'll ruin the expedition. We're forced to do something. We're just gonna explain to them very politely why they need to leave us the hell alone. We're professionals. You guys are, I don't know what you guys are, but you suck. I know that. I know that you suck. Alright, so we got Mindbender again. That's nice of the game to keep giving us challenges that we're going to be able to accomplish. So we'll start up here. We'll damage these guys with party time. Computer's hitching a little bit here and there. I'm not 100% sure what is up with that. And then Kwame might be able to get to 80, but why don't we give him a little push? There was probably a more efficient way of doing this, but it wouldn't have guaranteed the Mindbender. It kind of sounded like he shouted kawaii. Dude's really into anime and he thinks that Kwame is adorable. This expedition definitely feels, sorry, not this expedition, this whole game definitely feels different from the last few, doesn't it? Everybody's just like smiling at each other and cheering. Even when they get hit, they're all excited about it. We haven't had to stab anybody. Alright, you've convinced the Highlanders that the explorer life might be a little too tough for them. They promise to help you by telling others of your prowess. A sensible decision, I think. Well, we'll take a hunger penalty if we go this way. We could go here and then end the expedition, but there's a treasure on the line, so I'm gonna eat one hunger penalty. The crew is walking through a piece of nature that seems incredibly well kept. A sad-looking nobleman walks up to you. Oh, it seems you're enjoying my estate. You are invited to my manor. I have a problem, you see. When you arrive at his manor, which is a total mess, the nobleman explains, You see, I'm very lonely, but I finally got a date with a lady. However, my servants have all betrayed me and left. Now I'm in desperate need of someone to help me fix my issues. Please, I will pay you well. Well, Kwame and Padrino have all of the same character traits, it seems, so sure. This man is ecstatic. Yes, very good. The problems I have are, my neighbors. They keep making noise with their bagpipes. I asked them to stop in a polite letter, but they won't listen to me. Yeah, alright, we'll talk to them. Soon enough, you find some Scotsmen who are readying themselves to play some bagpipe music. Kwame politely explains the situation, but their response surprises you. What? Why do you think we're playing these horrible instruments? We want to annoy that Bawhide as much as possible. But it can't be good. It sounds too, I don't know. It sounds too raw. So, we could battle them, or we could just do this and take 3 encounter tokens. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to do. Of course we will battle them. I need that secret token, man. The efficient hit 4 targets with a single area of effectability. I don't think we're going to get that. I really don't think it's worth trying to distort our strategy to go after it. So, yeah, alright, we'll just start like this. That seems fine. Unfortunately, I don't think we can hit the other ones. Yeah, we're too far away. Alright, we'll just move to here. Buff her up so that her attitude is a little more positive. She'll be resistant to getting knocked out of the excited state. Yeah, our offensive potential is fairly serious. And I'm not even going to move Pedrito this turn. There's no chance that he gets to do anything meaningful during the battle. Just save ourselves a moment. It'll be a lot easier to get the efficient once we have Pedrino's dance upgraded to heal, because it will start counting friendlies as targets for the purpose of the challenge. We are really going to leave here with a lot of secrets. With the neighbors convinced not to play the bagpipes, you return to the nobleman. He's happy as well. Thank you so much. Now I can receive my date in peace. I do have one tiny, wee request before I pay you. You see, the manor is a mess and it desperately needs some cleaning. I wrote the neighbors a polite letter asking them to clean my house, but they simply didn't respond. Could you help me? Agatha seriously will not even let us attempt this check. Agatha's about to throw a tantrum. How dare he ask renowned explorers like you to do cleaning for him? You have no time for such nonsense. The nobleman soon realizes his mistake. Way to go, Agatha. Oh, right, I'm sorry. Can I ask for one other thing, then? I promise it's more explorery. I want to impress my date with some beautiful flowers from my estate. I wrote the flowers a polite letter to present themselves, but they declined. I think we should note that he made a point of saying that his neighbors didn't respond to his letter, but he says the flowers declined. Could one of you go and search for the prettiest flowers from my estate? The others can stay here. I don't want feet trampling my gardens. It turns out being a survivalist is just useful everywhere all the time. Pedrino, go get those flowers. Pedrino has examined the estate for the prettiest flowers and returned with an astonishing bouquet. Yes, amazing. There's no way my date can go wrong now. Yeah, I don't know. The flowers might not offset other issues. Not only will I pay you well, I will see if I've got some treasure for you. Is there anything you had in mind? You know what I would really love is a decorative tapestry. Maybe one with a unicorn on it. You have one of those? Man, 2 treasure hunt tokens. We are killing it on loot this time. So, +1 campaign whenever a speaker succeeds on the adventure wheel. That sounds pretty good. We could also buff up our secret tokens even more. I honestly... maybe we should do that. Because we're currently storing 6 secret tokens. It will be 7 by the time we do this. So that's 140 extra status and 42 extra research right now. Yeah, that much or more. I'm going to do it. As the crew leaves the estate, you encounter the nobleman's date on her way to the mansion. Agatha takes a moment with the lady and makes it perfectly clear. Don't date that man. He's a total sponger. The lady runs away in terror. Serves him right. Time to continue exploring. Also, this lady is real shallow and crummy. Okay. Yeah, let's just keep picking up lobbyists, you know? We're doing a thing, let's keep doing our thing. And Pedrino gets to level up and take Astonishing. We're so close. We're so close to this wonderful, wonderful fun party. Agatha is 2 XP off of a level. Oh my word, a flock of sheep is being surrounded by a pack of wolves. Only with some tactical move might you be able to save the whole flock. The flock already following you is staring in terror. Well, we're going to go for this, in part because I'm not concerned about the failure penalty, and in part because I really just want her to get 2 XP so that she's level 4 when we go into the boss fight. And hey, we passed it. We've been having some really good luck so far, I think. What a clever scheme. Heavily outnumbered, Agatha orders the crew in a tight formation around the sheep, while Agatha spreads chaos in the wolf-pack structure. The wolves flee. It shouldn't be that hard to out-tactician a wolf. But okay, we'll pretend that's impressive. The sheep see a new leader in Agatha and will follow you everywhere. All the sheep you've herded together are overjoyed about being united. They dance together and form a formation. It seems they want to lead you somewhere. Yeah, unfortunately it's really not feasible for us to go back there, but there's a pretty cool treasure on offer if you can pull off that whole thing. Okay, Agatha loses speech defense. That's pretty bad. We're about to really need speech defense. But, I mean, this is the risk we took. So let's take another point of Tactician and get our final ability, Inspiring Course. It works pretty much the same way as Lecture, but it does Confident instead of Sadden. They're both great abilities. Alright, this is it. The Abbey containing the mysterious treasures waiting to be explored. Sadly, you'll also have to deal with a paranoid abbess. If you enter the Abbey and find the treasure, yeah, of course, the expedition will be over. It seems well fortified. You're probably not the first one to come looking for this treasure. Pedrino even seems to identify some cloth that looks like it belongs to Rivalu. So Rivalu came to this monastery and started taking off his clothes? I mean, I guess it's a strategy. Kwame decides to go for it and knocks on the massive door of the Abbey. You hear the voice of the abbess from the other side. Go away! I know what you're after! Well, since she ain't opening up, you know, we're pretty good at talking our way into places. Yeah, Pedrino could pull a 95%. That seems doable. I'm glad we got that second point of Beguiler. With a high-pitched, pity-inducing voice, Pedrino manages to catch the abbess off guard. Pedrino's plea that you're really good people seems to work. Okay, I'll let you in on one condition. Kwame looks way too shady and has to drink this holy water. It's enchanted to make people lose attack. You've been warned. You know, really? Kwame was the one? He's all the way up to 24 attack. Better look out. The abbess opens the door and Kwame drinks the disgusting holy water, which she apparently has been saving for 89 years. She bids you a cautious welcome. Welcome in the Abbey. So you probably want the mysterious relic we have here. Well, what do you want it for? Well, this one gives campaign tokens. We want to show it to the world. The abbess understands, but isn't going to give in so easily. That is a noble goal, but this relic belongs in the Abbey, you see. A discussion ensues. A heated discussion. Which might end with me punching a nun. We'll see. I'm not making any promises. So this encounter can be a little bit dangerous. The abbess is a tough opponent. She can be a tough opponent. And the battle nuns she has with her also can be pretty dangerous. But I think we're well suited. The abbess herself is definitely weak to Excite. The nuns aren't, but they have 25 speech defense and 25 spirit, so obviously they go down pretty easily. I'm not really sure how we want to apply party time. These guys are lined up in such a way that we can't hit more than 2 of them with it, so I'm wondering if maybe we don't want to throw it out right away. Well, we can do this. Soften them up a little bit, or we could just blow 3 of them out, right? We could go 1-1-1. The other thing I could do is I could lecture, or I could throw the cone here, have Pedrino party time here, with Kwame. That still only gets us 3. Yeah, there's not really a compelling reason for me to use a lot of abilities, or a lot of special things with cooldowns. So let's just commit. Now, probably if somebody's getting attacked, we probably want it to be Pedrino. So let's have Kwame open up, so that Pedrino can run forward. Actually, do I think Pedrino can wipe... Actually, yeah, Pedrino might be able to just take out these 2. Yeah, okay, this is the most efficient way to do it. We might be able to get 4 of the nuns defeated on this first turn. Alright, and then we'll just excite the hell out of this abbess, and it should be pretty much over. Yeah, I'm always that excited to talk to a nun. I don't know what a nun is, technically. Like, if you're an abbess, are you a nun? Is nun a larger class that I don't know, man. Alright, so we're gonna open up with Padrino's Excite. Because just in case we don't take her down, I want to make sure we end the turn by making her impressed, so that she's not excited on her turn. But it looks like it's not going to matter. We can two-shot her because we're incredible. Also, I completely disregarded Mood Switcher. Seemed like a lot of trouble. And the fight was always going to be real fast. We've convinced her that the treasure will be in good hands with us. It was by no means an easy task, but you convinced the abbess. Maybe you're right. This treasure does not belong here any longer. It should be out in the world, where everyone can see it. Alright. Columba's Staff. +2 encounter for each level of Beguiler in your crew, or plus status from campaign. This is, right now, 126-ish status. Or we could take some more secret tokens. This will be more status over the whole course of the game, and it'll get us closer to Campaign Token Master. Yeah, I guess we'll take this. That's fine. Kwame is particularly proud of how you solved this issue. As a believer, Kwame feels that pious people like the abbess should be respected and protected. This permanently increases his speech. If you bring a religious person to this fight and you beat up all the nuns, knock the abbess unconscious, they permanently lose speech. So be a little careful of that. With the treasure in hand, the crew leaves the Abbey. This expedition is a great success. Boy, we sure get that Retriever of Treasure challenge coming up a lot. Alright, that was not a bad one. It would have been really, really cool if we'd been able to get the sheep treasure as well. But, you know, it's hard to be upset about this. This is a great haul. See, at the end of this, we probably have pulled north of 2,000 status, right? Actually, we might hit 2,000 status before we even hit our secret tokens. Yeah, we did. Okay. And it ended up being a pretty good amount of research, too. The extra encounter tokens are definitely helpful for that. Yeah, not too shabby. So we are definitely taking the letter of introduction. Ah, yes. Yep. Rivalu and his, you know, community service and being good to the peoples of the world. What a bastard. Alright, so we're going to send our thing to Constantinople. We want to unlock another Entourage Hall. Buy 2 defense items with a cost of at least 600 gold. We might do that. I mean, it's only 1 point of porcelain on offer there, so I'm not too worried about it. Because we have totally slaughtered Rivalu on Status Collector. Although, our amount of porcelain points just went down. So I'm not sure. There's a display bug somewhere here. Okay, first things first. Oh, that's not what I want. I want the Turkish baths. We want to upgrade to Specialist 3. Because at the Turkish baths, you get Specialists to increase your token payout. I think we're just going to take gold from campaign tokens. We're going to be really good at getting campaign tokens, and I'd like to be rich at the end of the next expedition. Also, obviously, this completes Campaign Token Master. So we've been totally kicking Rivalu's ass on that one. Yeah, okay. The display of our porcelain points has gone a little wacky. I'm not 100% sure what's up with that. Alright, the ability to hire barterers. Another buff for secret tokens. And +1 secret whenever a Beguiler, Quick Thinker, or Tactician of level 4 succeeds on an appropriate spin. We could unlock 3 new jobs in Asia where we can spend insight right now. Our secret tokens are pretty powerful. So maybe we want to spend all of our insight there. I don't know. We might want to spend some of our insight in on treasure hunt tokens, honestly. So this would be 120. The next research is probably going to be in the neighborhood of 150. We will have 59 left after this. So it would be non-trivial for us to get psychology finished. And I don't even really need the renown from status in this mode, but I do just think both of these are good. Well, we could take mind analysis now and take Asian wisdom after the next expedition before we cash in the rest of our insight. Hard to say. Hard to say what's right. I'm going to do this. I'd rather have this for the next expedition than this one. Okay. So let's spend some of these resources, shall we? Well, the first things first, we probably should figure out... Are we just going to do this again? It's gold and it's status. Yeah, probably. Okay, so do I intend to buy anybody who's going to change the value of my tokens? That's right, because we can hire lobbyists, although at this point hiring lobbyists is so expensive, and just getting them for free from doing Kwame's friendliness thing is probably the way to go. Well, why don't we clear out these entourage shops real quick? Actually, this is what I want to spend status on. Let's definitely get all of the barterers, so we get up to 16 supplies. And then... Okay, we're already a level 4 diplomat. Etiquette and customs are on offer, which we have neither of, actually. Let's have Kwame learn etiquette from Mr. Jenkins. The Buckingham butler's so skilled he has a butler of his own. That's not how that works. You don't get a butler for being good at stuff. Let's learn etiquette, because there's a pretty good trinket that gives customs, if I remember correctly. Alright, so Kwame is a fantastic diplomat. We definitely want to pick up more levels of Beguiler. We also really want levels of Tactician. That's a tough one. Beautiful smile and astonishing. I think we want the Beguiler more. So let's have Padrino learn sense of humor, because there's a trinket that gives storytelling, I believe. We'll just rifle through all of these. I definitely want to get more Quick Thinker. Like I said, I think at Quick Thinker 5, Kwame's Captain perk attracts more followers. I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. So, Escape Artist and Reflexes. He does not have Reflexes yet. Plus, we're getting a lot of extra campaign tokens now from all this stuff. Doubles original collect and treasure hunt tokens gained from insight. That's interesting. I'd never seen this this group of dudes before. Well, we're definitely going to take Minet, the Impressionist painter. Yeah, let's do these ones too. So, Athlete Wrestling, +1 campaign whenever you enter a nature challenge. Or we could gain another rank of engineering. It's not amazing. 2 points of engineering is probably not enough to score any engineering challenges. You know, let's just take... I think I'd rather have a perk, any perk, than just +2 collect whenever you enter a cultural challenge. So nobody has any points of engineer yet, or of athlete yet, right? Oh no! Padrino does. Okay, Padrino, congratulations. Samson the Amazing, known for fighting lions and elephants with his bare fists, wants to teach you how to wrestle. That is a guy that you learn to wrestle from. We're not looking that gift horse in the mouth. We could pick up another rank of Quick Thinker, but you know what? Actually, we should try to get Agatha. Oh, this is military history. She has that one already. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna hire Monkey. So wait, are we hiring the dude, or because it might actually be the monkey? Well, whatever. We're doing it. Kwame, you are the quickest thinker in the land. Alright, we have access to another point of diplomat or another point of archaeologist. I think I'll probably take the archaeologist, frankly. But we're going to have to spend some insight before we can do that. Yeah, not too bad. 24 to 42 gold is a little low. It's fine. We're just going to spend... We're going to spend just enough now to get down to the cap, and then we'll spend the rest of it once we've unlocked Asia and the larger tokens. Alright, so... I guess I should, like, actually pay attention to these. I'm being awarded all sorts of porcelain. I should pretend to care at least. That would be polite. Alright, Turkish baths. So, I think we're going to take Archaeologist Symbolism. Kwame is a level 5 diplomat already. Yeah, we're going to take Symbolism. There is special stuff on offer for high-level Archaeologist. Archaeologist is one of the better perk groups for that. So let's make sure we're buffing her up. We're also going to improve her archaeology by getting a hold of the Trowel and Broom, which gives -10 speech defense for opponents who are adjacent to her. I probably don't have to tell you, that's going to be fantastic for us. So what else? We could buy Seduction and Beautiful Smile. Unfortunately, he has at least one of those, yeah. So the rose is only actually worth 1 point of Beguiler. We do have access to this stuff. He already has Astonishing, though. It's very unfortunate. He's gotten a lot of the good Trinket Beguiler perks, naturally. Okay, you do have reflexes. I was just curious if we could get him to level 7. You don't see it a lot. It's not impossible, but you don't see it a lot. I would really like it if we could buff up Agatha's attack. Just because she has access to so much area damage. And then we probably should buy some armor. We're very low on defensive stats now. Although, I guess, actually, we're only going to be able to buy one, like, decent piece of armor. Why don't I do this, and then buy a 450 armor for Kwame. And that leaves us with 200 gold to spend on either gear or trinkets. 200 gold is probably a trinket. Or I guess we could bank it. Start every encounter excited is pretty irrelevant because we're kind of there already. Petrino, do you have navigation? You do not have navigation. We could add another point to the survivalist thing. It has come up a lot, actually, already. We could add a point of engineering to Kwame. We can also take a look here. We could just buy some armor. 10 armor in a trinket slot is not valueless. Storytelling, you already have that one, don't you? No, that's right, I took sense of humor because I knew storytelling was potentially valuable. Yeah, let's get that. It also gives a small amount of speech power. And then we only have 100 left. I suppose we should just buy... Yeah, I guess let's just buy the monkey wrench. We'll go to 2 points of engineering. I doubt it's going to be useful. Oh, I still have unspent status. Well, that'll never do. Did I run out all the specialists? It looks like I did. Oh no, I did not. Well, let's get a study for resolving encounters friendly and a collect. And then I actually am out, right? Yes, I purchased all of the specialists. So 163, I mean, we can get like journalist and trader. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Alright, well, that's going to be it for now. I feel very confident. I feel more confident than I felt back when my amount of confidence was making me nervous. So, come back next time. We're headed to the Transylvanian region. Diplomat, Beguiler, Engineer, and Quick Thinker. We're not really that well suited for Engineer, but we should smash the rest of this stuff pretty well. So yeah, come back next time for some of that, and we'll see you then.